Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all things above and in between. I am your host, Obsessive Reader Love, and I am joined, as always, by...
I'm Lore Weaver.
And...
Hi, I'm Teddy.
And this is the 6th episode of the Own Tempo Pokemon podcast.
Air horn noises I can't make because I'm still recovering from sinus surgery.
The
Poor
bwahs
guy.
are all in the subtitle. If you look really close on your podcatching application, it's in tiny
Yep.
text. Bwah, 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 bwah.
Ow.
Oh, no, Lord.
Lore, it's okay. I will take care of the noises. You don't gotta, don't push yourself. It's fine. Okay, so today we are covering the Kalos starters, aka Game Freak saw the furry allegations and leaned in. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready. I'm here to be a defender of a very specific form.
Don't worry, we are
gee.
both on the same page
I
here.
I wonder which one.
So let's begin with the goodest boy. Well, no, I mean, there are a number of good boys, but he is a good and excellent and charming boy. We're going to start with Chespin, the wonderful little chestnut little guy. He's just so fucking good.
He's not a
He's
chestnut yet.
Yeah, later.
I think
love him.
Chespin is just kind of inoffensive to me. Like, he's cute, but he doesn't really stand out to me.
Does he look a little bit like Oshawott? Yes. Do I care? No.
I think the interesting thing
he is
to me...
Oshawott too.
Oh my god, they finally made Acorn die. The interesting thing to me about Chespin's line is it's clear that you're supposed to interpret them as wearing armor, but you don't really parse it in Chespin until after you've seen Chestnut.
Mm-hmm. He's got like a hoodie on mostly.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a little plucky squire helmet, almost like an Onion Knight-esque situation, but...
He does kind of have Onion Knight vibes now that you mention it.
Yeah.
I've never processed that. I guess that is a helmet looking at the Scarlet and Violet model.
Yeah.
I always thought it was just the color of his head.
No, it's sort of like he's wearing a hoodie and it's got spikes on it. He's a very, very good boy who is ready to fight and defend himself. I like him a lot. He's so
true.
Like all of the Kalos starters are very charming in their first forms. I think that they are an excellent little gang of three. I find I was not originally going to pick Chespin. When the Kalos starters were first revealed, I didn't have super strong feelings about any of them. They were all just kind of like, sure, whatever, I'll probably pick the fire type since I usually do. I didn't ever really pick the grass type starter. And then they revealed the middle stages and then the final stages. I think the final stages might have gotten leaked, I don't remember. But I remember everybody was clowning on poor Quilladin. And I was like, I can see why people are clowning on the guy, and I don't necessarily disagree.
He does have middle Evo teenager syndrome.
The thing you have to notice about Quilladin, it's very visible in the modern stuff, is that he's supposed to be wearing like plate armor.
No, yeah, absolutely.
With like leather armor underneath.
Like
it's
I want
really
to,
good, actually.
His fucking official art does him absolutely no favors. If you see him in the anime, like if you scroll down the Bulbapedia page and you see him like this random image of him in the anime, it's like, oh no, this actually works. This works fine, actually. Like this is like, if you look at this, it's like, oh yeah, no, I get it. That's fine. I mean, like, does he look like Teddy Persona 4 a little? But like, that's fine.
Oh god, he does.
I think the fun thing about Quilladin's official art is it looks like you could grab him by the tail and swing him like a mace.
That is very funny, yes. He looks like he is having a wonderful time, and I appreciate him for that.
Yes.
Like
He's got a big old smile under his pointy Pinocchio nose.
Yes,
Oh god, he's got a pearl nose.
Yeah, I don't know why the nose is the way that it is. Like he loses it as Chestnut, and he didn't have it as Chespin.
He's just supposed to be a little pokey boy.
I guess so, yeah. But there. I guess they didn't have enough like room for other spikes on him.
Maybe he's supposed to resemble a mace.
Probably, yeah. I mean, like,
What if a mace wore leather and plate armor?
like when the middle starter evolutions like started showing up, everybody was like, "Oh, they're like fantasy classes." And I was like, "Okay, well then maybe Quilladin will evolve into some cool knight guy, and maybe I'll like that." And then Chestnut either got revealed or leaked, and I was like, "No, yeah, I'm on this train. I'm gonna defend this boy. This is my boy now." And so I picked Chespin, and I was like, "Go Team Chespin." That was like the first starter I remember being on a team for. I was Team Chespin.
I actually prefer a lot of the elements of Quilladin's design over the elements of Chestnut's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I don't
like
have
the
a very positive opinion of Chestnut.
I think that he looks cool. I like the fact that he looks like he is inside of a turned out chestnut shell. I think that the green is really cool. Like the way that his arms do the spiky shield is very cool. I like his big old claws. I think that his legs could stand to be like a little bit more interesting.
Maybe
He looks
shorter. Maybe shorter.
or like a
Like,
different color.
I have-
Have a pattern on them.
The
a little
biggest
bit.
issue I have with her is that she looks so lanky.
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, to me, she looks very, very sturdy, in my opinion. Like, I think that she looks very defensible.
See, love, you
lot
and I
of
have the exact opposite reaction to Chestnut's design. I think it's too busy. I think it has a lot of the same problems Skeledirge has, in that there's too much going on.
I
also
feel like
think
it's not balanced enough. Like, it's very top heavy, and I mean that's kind of the point, right? It's an armored guy, but I feel like if they added something, if they like changed the pattern on his legs a little bit, it like maybe made them added some green on there to match his arms, I feel like it would work. Like it would feel much more cohesive.
the chest hair ruff also feels like it really distracts from the design.
Also, I want you to look at its shiny colors.
Yeah, its shiny colors are just better. Like
Yeah.
Objectively, its design is better.
its
as a
shiny colors
Shi-
follow the general palette of the previous evolutions.
Shiny Chestnut looks sick.
Yeah, it is one of the cool. It is one of the cooler starter shinies. I love it a lot, and so like you can see like how like if you made the legs like a little bit greener and like matched the colors a little bit differently, it would probably work better. But I think that overall the design is very solid, and I like that it's like a chestnut shell but also a turtle shell kind of. And I think that it embodies the whole idea of defensive knight guy who is tanking all the hits in your MMO very well. I
I
think
don't know.
that
I don't like the Digimon designs in Pokemon very much.
I don't see it as very Digimon.
It's
to
not.
me.
Its face isn't human enough for it to get excessively Digimon-y, I think.
Yeah, like I don't know. I've always liked him. I think that like I can see that there are flaws with his design. I feel like maybe if he had like some points on his head, it would be also kind of nice. It feels like it could be a little bit more consistent overall, but like for the most part, I think that he is a very good evolution on Chespin and Quilladin. I have a soft spot in my heart for him because I beat X and Y with him. Grass fighting is a cool type. He has cool moves. I think that he's cool, and I like him.
I got to use a Chestnut in a draft league 2 seasons ago. Her name
Oh,
was
yeah?
Mama Luigi. She was on my YouTube poop themed team.
That's very funny.
She was on your what setting team?
My YouTube poop themed team.
Ah.
It was great. There was Mama
I'm in that
Luigi,
draft league now,
sentence
by the
mix,
way, all of
sauce, etc.
To the people listening, I have joined the current the latest season, upcoming season of that draft league. So you may hear about it more in the upcoming months.
Hell yeah.
So,
And
Chestnut has one of the latest move learning levels I've ever seen. It learns Giga Impact at level 78.
that's I mean, like I've looked at a lot of legendaries, so that's not that bad to me. I'm pretty
Yeah,
good.
but
Like
legendaries aren't normal. Legendaries aren't.
I mean, like
standard.
let me just go to the page of fucking Charizard real fast.
You know what's funny, Lore? It learned Giga Impact at level 70 in X and Y.
Yeah, it's just like they
And then
they
it learned
never
Spiky Shield again at level 75 after having learned it at level 36. It's like, just in case.
It's like, well, the move relearner isn't for a while in X and Y, if I remember right. No, that's in Sun and Moon where it's really late. I think in X and Y. Well, no, it's still pretty late. It's like between gyms 7 and 8.
Also, shout out to Chestnut for having bulletproof, one of the most confusing ass abilities.
I mean, it's not like bullet moves are not any weirder than wind moves.
Ball and bomb moves, huh?
Wind moves are also confusing. What is and isn't.
Yeah.
For example,
and sound moves. Like they're all that like Pokemon has a lot of weird arbitrary move categories, and I'm just like used to it at this point.
For example, Zap Cannon
it's a cannon.
Is against bulletproof.
Is rollout against bulletproof?
No.
Well, that's a ball move.
I think it has to do with its Japanese
guns.
name.
Zap Cannon. If it's a move that Octillery and Remoraid learn, it's blocked by bulletproof. It's that simple.
Octillery learned Zap Cannon?
Yeah.
I hope so. It is better. It's a tank.
Hold on. I'm looking it up. I know that Zap Cannon was a TM at one point. I'm pretty sure.
It's immune to Pollen Puff. Huh.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
So
Really like
bulletproof is a better damp then, because damp is just like explosion and self-destruct, right?
Oh, I mean, bulletproof isn't immune to explosion.
But that's a bomb move.
Oh, does it not get Zap Cannon? I swear it got Zap Cannon in some game. I must have been thinking of Charge Beam. Oh well.
How is explosion not a bomb move?
I think it just has to do with the specific names of moves and the ability
it's like
itself in
bomb.
Japanese. Well, some of the moves aren't called ball or bomb that bulletproof is
Hedoro
immune
Bakudan.
to.
It's Bakudan means explosion.
Yeah.
So. Again, like which moves make contact and which ones don't. Like
Fun.
Let's talk about Petal Dance versus Petal Blizzard real fast. Why is one of them physical and doesn't make contact, and the other one is special and does make contact?
Petal Blizzard
makes contact?
No, Petal Blizzard doesn't make contact. It's a physical move. Petal Dance makes contact, special move.
I guess they're like doing a sexy little Pokemon dance and... Never mind. I'm Control-Zing this sentence.
Anyway, because like the idea is that Petal Blizzard, it whips up a blizzard of petals and does damage with it, whereas Petal Dance it's dancing surrounded by petals and rams into you. Like it's outrage, but grass type. So like Petal Blizzard should be physical. Petal Blizzard should be special. Petal Dance should be physical. But because grass was special for so long, and a lot of really good special attacking grass types use Petal Dance as like a really big, powerful attack, they couldn't do that. So they did something else so that other flower Pokemon could be physical.
You know,
it's so weird.
It occurs to me that not only are the Gen 6 starter lines very much inspired by old RPGs, they also feel kind of inspired by Saturday morning cartoon depictions of old RPG stuff.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because we've got the big, goofy, oversized backshell knight. We're about to have, like, the Oracle of Delphi, and then we've got, like, an over-the-top ninja.
Fucking Naruto-ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to Greninja.
So is there anything else we need to say about Chestnut before we move on? Because I
don't know. I think I'm personally of the opinion that leaf throwing moves like Razor Leaf should be physical. Razor Leaf sets a good precedent. So I think Petal Blizzard should be physical.
It is.
I don't know.
Isn't it?
Yeah, Petal Blizzard. I don't know. I have because like Magical Leaf is basically just Razor Leaf, but fancy, and it's a special move.
Well, yeah, magical's in the name.
It's like, what is the actual difference? I don't know. Petal Blizzard, like whipping up a blizzard, feels more like a magic thing to me. I don't know.
Petal Blizzard,
like Razor Leaf, it implies that you're like flinging the leaves, but Petal Blizzard is like you're drawing out, like you're whipping up the blizzard like with your power. Is what it feels like to me. Like
which
with Razor
move
Leaf,
is it?
like
Which move is it that lowers your special attack when you use it? Is that Petal Dance?
That's no, that's Leaf Storm.
Leaf Storm.
Also a special move.
Man, Pokemon.
Imagine
huh?
if it lowered your special attack and it was a physical move. That would be funny.
Imagine being completely unversed in Pokemon and someone says like Petal, like I need to pick between Petal Dance, Leaf Storm, Magical Leaf, and Petal Blizzard. Like God.
Yeah. 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 I like Chestnut. I think he's cool, and I will defend him to my dying day.
I like her.
Let's
She's
move on.
butch.
Yeah, let's move on to Fennekin.
My favorite of the trio,
Well,
which
yes,
I'm
we
sure
know,
is a surprise to you guys.
we know that you're a fire type aficionado, my guy. It's okay. We know. Like,
Oh no, I was being serious, and I thought you guys would be surprised because I'm the frog guy.
no, yeah, I understand, but like,
Well, if I squint
I'm
my
just
eyes
allergic to
really
water
hard, the
types.
big ears look like eyes, so it's kind of like a frog.
no, mostly it's just like I'm never surprised when anybody says Fennekin is their favorite. I'm never surprised when anyone says Greninja is their favorite either. It's just like, yeah, we know. Everybody likes those two. Nobody likes Chestnut.
Well, I mean, in the circles I run, and everybody loves Chestnut.
Yeah, that's we have you have very specific circles, but like at this point it's like yes, Fennekin, the everybody knew exactly where this was going the second that it started. So should we just talk about Braixen and we can talk about Delphox and how people are torn on
So,
Delphox. And,
I
like,
think
Yo, what?
Fennekin-
Its hidden ability is Thief as an ability?
yeah, Magician is weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think Fennekin is a fun little guy.
I agree.
I
I
do
like
think
the
that
ear hair being prominent really early in because it's very much. I think the ear hair is meant to evoke like a Saturday morning cartoon old sage, you know?
Indeed, it's very interesting that they really balanced the witch and warlock vibes
Yeah.
in such a way. Like Braixen is very much like they knew exactly what the fuck they were doing with Braixen. Like I know who this was for. But Delphox is like, I remember that people were like, why does it have this weird stupid dress, etc. And like a lot of
Those
people
are
were like,
robes.
yeah. Everybody was like, I mean, like, you know, nowadays people are like, oh yeah, Delphox, I love Delphox. But like when he first came out, it was like, no, Braixen looks so pretty. Why did you ruin it? And I'm like, and I was always looking at those people like, I know
Because
what you
Braixen is, or no, or sorry, because Delphox is Master Matoya.
are. Oh my god, its name is Mahoxy, like Mafox, like Maho and Foxy.
Yeah.
It's just Magic Fox.
Mahal.
That's very funny.
It is interesting that so many Japanese Pokemon names are so literal. It must be something about the way the language works, the way the
Shout out
language's
to,
words sound to a native speaker, that they don't need to do anything but be literal because it'll sound cool. Whereas in the English translation, it's so often a pun.
Shout out
I mean,
to Storaiku.
I will say, lore, portmanteaus and wordplay are puns. And
Yeah.
Pokemon is full of them. For example, as early as Gen 1, do you know what Shelter's Japanese name is?
No.
It's Sharuda. Basically, that's a shell.
Huh.
But it's also
Like
a pun on shelter.
Like, the thing about Pokemon names is that they often have multiple layers, and
Yeah.
all of them are kids' jokes. Because this is a kids' game, I don't know if you were aware of that lore. Kids' games have puns in them. So anyway, I appreciate Fennekin, I appreciate Braixen, I appreciate Delphox. It's just so weird, it's just so hard for me to talk about it without getting into the joke I made at the beginning of the video about the furry allegations. It's like, they're fine, they're good designs, but it's hard for me to like appreciate them as designs without like just thinking about what the internet has done to them.
Braixen is the kind of furry design you see someone who's like a 20, like an early 20 something having, and then Delphox is like when that person has hit 30 and has just become a complete weirdo, completely invested in their own excitements, and they're like, yeah, here's my fursona. She's like the Oracle of Delphi.
Mm-hmm. I do appreciate the, like, Braixen seems like the kind of person a lot of, like, trans furries would latch onto. Like, not that I have experience in that area, but, like,
Probably.
just the vibes. It's just like, oh, this is absolutely the energy that some people would latch onto. I know that, like, there are other foxes of this kind in Pokemon that other people that are probably more likely to be latched onto. We'll get to Zoroark eventually. But, like, for the ones who aren't edgelords, I feel like this is probably, like, pretty close to, like, peak design for some people. And, like, I get it. It's just so weird for me because, like, you know, in the anime, Serena had a Fennekin that evolved into Braixen and was not allowed to evolve into Delphox because Braixen was the most popular of the stages, and it's like, oh, yes, we're... Like, it's just so, like, for me, like, I feel like this is how some people feel about Charizard, is how I feel about Braixen, about Fennekin, Braixen, and Delphox. It's like, it's not that I hate it, I'm not angry about it, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay.
To me, the Braixen situation is if for some reason a subculture of people became obsessed with Charmeleon.
I mean, like, Braixen definitely is a better design than Charmeleon.
Oh, absolutely,
like,
but
Absolutely.
I feel like Delphox
Like,
is the actualization of sort of the core tenet concepts of Fennekin and Co. So Braixen just feels like a stepping stone.
I don't like Braixen's ear hair. It feels like
long.
An arm.
It's long. It's weird.
It's long and it's weird. And Delphox's ear hair is long, but it's long in a very visually appealing way.
It's all floofy outy. Whereas this is like, I can't tell if it's trying to be pigtails or just sort of like trying to look like fire. The tail is very funny. The stick in the tail to look like a witch's broom is, it's very excellent. I appreciate it a lot.
I feel like if you took Delphox's ear hair and isolated it, it could make a good Dr. Robotnik mustache.
You're not incorrect. You're not incorrect.
So am I crazy, or did Delphox have the fire wand in Gen 6 in battle? Like, didn't it?
It pulls it out
when
it uses
carry it or anything.
When it uses
pulls
an
it out
attack.
when it uses... Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering why it didn't have it in the Scarlet and Violet
I mean, if you look at the model for Gen 6, it also doesn't have it.
I forgot how cool the shiny for these guys was. Like, I've seen shiny Fennekin, but shiny Delphox is actually really cool.
I feel like the
purples
shiny
are
cements
nice.
the fact that the like hair is meant to resemble fire, I think, because it doesn't change
Yeah,
color.
because it stays red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it changes
shiny-
color
shiny-
very slightly. It becomes very slightly purple tinged.
Yeah.
The purple is fine. I like the silver parts of Fennekin and Delphox more than Braixen's purple.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair. I mean, like, it makes, like, it's changing the yellow to the purple, like, in a lot of ways, but, like, at the same time, it's, like, there's less red to change on Braixen, so, I don't know. I think it works fine, but I understand what you mean. The whole silver fox angle is also funny, considering that it's like, it's kind of like because it's so because it is very feminine, but also like you can totally see like a dude in this whole situation, like like it's supposed to look like an old guy, but also like it's just Renamon. It's like what is the situation?
It's Master
Speaking
Matoya.
of Digimon,
It's Master Matoya. So.
I mean, it's not really Digimon-esque. It doesn't have a Digimon face, like you mentioned before. Like, it very much has a fox face, which is nice.
so
Like, I like Delphox. It's fine. It's good. It's just, like, I don't have a lot to say about it other than I know what you are.
Oh, we were supposed to be surprised that Fennekin was your favorite because there's a frog in this set of starters, right?
Yes, you just picked up. Yes, you just picked up on that. Teddy.
I
Good job.
forgot. I was thinking too much about how Greninja was a ninja, and not about how much it was a Gren.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it does kind of take, like, besides the frog tongue, which is funny, it doesn't really have, like, it has frog vibes, and the whole frog ninja thing is, like, a reference to, like, a greater Japanese folklore thing. Like, Jiraiya is based on something, like, in Naruto. Like, there's, like, a whole thing. Like,
I forgot
it's even
about
the
the
guy
Naruto
that
Jiraiya, and I was thinking about a very different Jiraiya.
I mean, the Jiraiya in Persona 4, notably,
I was thinking
same
about
guy.
another very different Jiraiya. Don't worry about it, love.
Do I know this one? Or probably not, I assume? Alright. Lord, do you know it?
Oh, I got no idea, and I think we should not touch
Smiley
this
face. Let's move on.
Fair enough. Anyway, remember when Froakie first was revealed and everybody was like, oh, it's like Ben Franklin. He's got glasses.
Oh yeah, he kind of does. He's got little spectacles on his nose. That's
one.
cute.
Oh, yeah, he does. That's cute.
And I like his little salute because he's like
He's like a trainee.
he's growing into his military role as a spy / assassin. Frogadier is cool. I think he's one of the cooler middle stages of in Pokemon. I think he looks
Frogadier
pretty
just
solid.
passes tuning exams.
He did. He totally did. Look at his cool bubble scarf.
I appreciate Frogadier. It's not my favorite of the middle stages. We'll get to that in Gen 9, but I like it. It's a goofy little teenage frog.
Like, Greninja has a lot of baggage because of the anime. Everybody loves Greninja mostly because of the anime. Like, it's a cool ninja, right? And people like cool ninjas. But its performance in the anime and the hype that the Kalos anime got as it was winding up to its conclusions and stuff is very much part of why Greninja got so popular. Although, like, part of it was like Ash had a Greninja because, it was one of the more popular starters. But also,
didn't Greninja beat Charizard in the popularity poll for a couple of years?
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. It definitely lost the fight in the anime, though. And no one will ever forget it ever in their entire lives. But, like, when it happened, I remember that episode of that stuff from the anime really well. It was like, no, Ash is gonna lose because the Team Flare arc hasn't happened yet, and the guy who has the Mega Charizard works for Team Flare. Like, he's all like, Alon, the guy with the Mega Charizard X, is such a fucking edgy anime protagonist, and, like, I love him, but, like, he's so weird in Pokemon. It's like, I appreciate him. He's my type. I know I know that they were aiming for me, and they got me to a certain extent. But, like, at the same time, it's like, oh my god, this is so weird to see him interact with Ash Ketchum.
Man, the X and Y anime was very strange. Like, it had a very more serious tone.
Yeah, and a lot of people really, really, really fucking liked it. And
I
a lot
also
of people,
think
like,
it's very funny that it was followed up by Sun and Moon.
And Sun and Moon was very, very good
It's
in
so
its own
good.
way. And, like, it tackled, like, just as serious topics,
Oh,
just in a
absolutely.
very specific way.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. So, like, I remember everybody was like, looked at the art style of Sun and Moon and were like, god damn it.
It looks
But then,
so
like,
good.
it started happening, and then the fucking Litten episode happened, and
Oh,
everybody was
fuck.
like, oh.
Also, I like the
Yeah,
art
that
style
was-
of Sun and Moon anime. It's very fun and fresh and, like,
Oh, yeah, the art
full of
style is
energy.
good, don't get me wrong. Like, once people stopped, like, wanting it to be Kalos again, everybody was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. This is actually very fun.
So, from what I've gathered, the complaints about the art style were 75%, well, I don't want it to be different, and 25%, I haven't seen this in motion yet, right?
pretty much.
A little bit. Like, rather than I don't want it to be different, it's like, I want my Pokemon anime to be serious because we just had a very long season that was very serious.
A very
and people
long
liked it.
season.
And people liked it a lot, and people wanted more of that, and they were like, no, I don't, like, so, like, I don't want it to change, but specifically, I don't want it to be goofy. But,
And the art style is very goofy.
but it's fine, I think that it works. Like, we've all, like, we have, like I said, we already cleared that it does look very good. But anyway, like, what I was saying about the plot is, like, I know when it was happening, I was like, no, Ash is obviously gonna lose in the finals, and then the Team Flare arc is gonna happen, and he's gonna have another match where he's gonna have fight Alon again, and then he's gonna win because the fate of the world is at stake, and that's how narrative stakes work. Obviously, he has to lose against Alon so that we don't know for sure he can beat him when the stakes are at their highest.
You know,
And
I
then,
really
you know,
feel like some people are too obsessed with power scaling in anime and less fixated on, a story flowing well and being good.
yeah,
How
We
many
don't get a-
times did Ash beat Gary, out of curiosity?
like one time.
Huh.
like one time, like it might have been two, I don't remember, like, but the main one, it was one time, and they didn't even battle that often is is the other thing. Like, they battled like 3 times before like the big final battle in the Johto League.
Gary was mostly meant to just be kind of like that vaguely antagonistic, distant guy that picked up the skills faster than Ash did, that he could aspire towards, like, being and defeating.
And
Yeah,
I think that works better in a game where you have a personal battle with him. Because, like, Gary is so striking in Red, Blue, and Yellow that people collectively hallucinated an extra fight with him outside Mount Moon.
Yeah, I mean, like, he is fairly pervasive in the anime in that every time he shows up, he is Ash like is completely out of his mind with jealousy about it, and their interactions are very much like are very memorable every time that they happen. It's just that they don't actually like fight each other that much. They, like, in terms of Pokemon battles, they have but like all of their interactions are still very antagonistic.
Also, gonna be honest, not a big fan of Ash Greninja.
I think it's fine. I don't have an opinion on its design. Like, its role in the anime is like something other people can talk about, because like I mostly liked Kalos for the interesting battles and like the choreography rather than like the character, like the character stuff in X and Y wasn't bad, but the character stuff in Sun and Moon was so much better that like it's hard for me to think about like Kalos was mostly Ash is really cool, but like only when the narrative lets him be really cool. And like that's fine. That's like normal for Ash most of the time, but like it's like the whole fact that they gave him like a super cool unique power up, it's like, dude, I know that Ash is like being the chosen one is cool, but it's also very cool when he is just a normal dude.
Yeah.
So it's like you have the proper Ash characterization is like finding the balance between those two aspects, and I think Alola does it extremely well, because like he is kind of the chosen one, and like Tapu Koko picks him out and everything, but he's extremely casual about it. Like he's been around this block before, and he's still a normal guy, and he's just doing his normal Pokemon thing, and that is like extremely good Ash characterization, and it's part of what makes Alola so good, is that Ash is just a kid. Like, he's a very skilled kid who knows a lot of people, knows a lot of Pokemon with a lot of power, but like he's just Ash, and I appreciate that about Sun and Moon.
I completely forgot that Battle Bond made Water Shuriken one of the most obnoxious priority moves you could imagine. Oh my god.
I forget exactly. I remember that like Water Shuriken was originally a physical move, and they changed it in Gen 7 because because Greninja's a special attacker.
Yeah. So Battle Bond increases its base power from 15 to 20 and guarantees at least 3 hits. So that's a base 60 to 100 power priority water type move.
That goes through Focus Sash.
And we all know how Urshifu works.
Indeed.
That nightmare.
Pokemon, huh?
So
Pokemon is just a balancing problem all around. Like, it's just very difficult to balance a game that is this huge with as many people as it is, and B, this customizable. Like, the whole the fact that the competitive scene exists at all is kind of wild, because like the game is very, very, very wonky when you really
I
think
love
about
how
it.
wonky it is. Did you know? So, you know how dark type Pokemon are immune to Prankster.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. If a Dark-type Pokemon with Encore Encores a Pokemon with Prankster's status move that they used the previous turn, and the Pokemon that whose status move was Encored clicks a standard attacking move that turn, it ignores Prankster and the Dark-type resistance, and the status move goes through anyway.
That...
At normal
That's
priority.
Very weird. That's very weird.
Not like as in like it goes ahead with Prankster's priority. It just goes at standard.
Wait, no, that makes sense, right? Because okay,
yeah,
so
because
the
it's
idea
queuing
is,
up.
right?
It's queuing up the normal move, but it got encored, so it can't go into the previous priority. It's just really funny
Right, yeah.
that there's just
Dark
that interaction.
Only,
It's
Dark
just...
only blocks the the prankster because of the priority. It
Yeah.
blocks priority status moves. I think it actually like might affect other things.
It actually
because of
only
that.
blocks Prankster priority status stuff.
Yeah. Okay. But it is. I remember that's actually like. I remember that other ways that prankster like. If you lose the priority, it stops being a prankster move.
I don't know. I think something that's weak to two of the most common types of the game should have a weird innate advantage. It should be
so
rewarded
fun
for encoring a prankster.
I like how weird and multi-dimensional Pokemon is. The draft league
sure.
I'm in does like awards at the end of every season, and one of the awards is "Why Sheer Force Do That" award, which is basically just for the weirdest like mechanical interaction that happened in that season.
That's very funny. I love Sheer Force. Sheer Force is great. One of my favorite Pokemon has Sheer Force, and it's the best ability that they could have possibly given it. I'm talking about Rampardos, baby. Rampardos, one of my favorite Pokemon. I adore it. I have tried to utilize it in competitive every generation that it's been available. It's not good, but its attack
When has
stats...
that ever stopped you?
Exactly.
Sheer
Highest
Force also
non-mega, non-legendary attack stat on any Pokemon. Its other stats suck.
Sheer Force also has the ability of negating the recoil of the item Life Orb when it's used on a move which Sheer Force affects. It does not lose recoil in the move Flare Blitz.
Wait. Wait, hold on, huh? I guess because Flare Blitz is tagged first as a recoil move and then as having effects?
Why Sheer Force do that?
Because, I mean, like, who remembers it? Honestly, that's not that weird, because, like, who remembers the fact that Flare Blitz can burn? I don't remember the fact that Flare Blitz can burn. I don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think, like, would there be a better ability for Rampardos? I don't think there would be, other than Sheer Force. It gets like tons of really fun type coverage moves as well, although like most of them are like, it gets a lot of weird options for special moves. Like, it's very much like Nidoking and Nidoqueen in that way.
Yeah.
But like Nidoking and Nidoqueen actually have decent special attack stats, whereas this guy's just got like he's all physical, baby.
Yeah, Rampardos' special attack stat is like 12.
It's 65, technically. It has higher special attack than defense or special defense. So...
Rampardos is a glass cannon?
Yes. That's the whole point. It's paired up with Bastiodon. It's literally that fucking unstoppable lance meets immovable shield thing from the one folktale. And neither of them are good because of it, but it's okay. Although Bastiodon got body pressed this gen, and that's terrifying.
Love, I am so looking forward to your draft picks this season.
Oh, you have no
God.
idea the things that I am planning.
Because when you're in a draft league, it no longer becomes about picking the best Pokemon. It becomes assembling a team of funny little guys because everyone's kind of on even grounds.
Yeah, no, I know what my ideal team of funny little guys is. I don't want to spoil too much, but like, I am mourning actively the fact that I cannot give Power-Up Punch to Mega Autono. That should tell you some things about my strategies.
Wait, like, does it not get it, or?
It got it when it was a TM, but it's not a TM anymore.
Rest in peace, Mega Auto. Oh, so you're going for Mega Autono. I know what to snipe from you during the draft.
Well, I have some other Mega options that I'm thinking of, but, like, nobody else is going to pick Mega Autono, and I used it in Gen 6 as a bulky sweeper, basically. It wasn't super good, but it was funny. So...
It does get Drain Punch. That's fun.
Yeah, Drain Punch is a very good option as well. Like it can heal itself with Wish, right? And then it's bulky enough to power up Punch a couple of times, and then it can take a few hits and deal damage while it does that. I like a Pokemon that can do a little bit of everything, which is not how competitive Pokemon is supposed to work.
But it can work that way in a draft league.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would never actually intentionally snipe someone else's, like, big pick. If anyone snipes my mega pick from me, I'll fall over dead and expire, so...
Which one is it? I'll make sure not to.
Mega Swampert.
Oh, I like Swampert, so he was actually another one of my picks, so I'm glad you told me. I won't
scratching at you.
So how does the drafting work? Do you get a certain number of points to spend, or does everybody pick in order and it's like a football draft, or a fantasy football league where each Pokemon can only go to one person?
It's like a fantasy football league, yeah.
Basically, we all meet up for a big old group call at an assigned time, and we go down in a line, and then we snake style, we go backwards, and then we go, I think it's, how many rounds is it? Is it just until we have enough?
I think it's 10 because we have 11 each, if I remember.
Yeah. Until everybody has their full team. I do have some guys that I'm looking forward to trying out. Like, my main ones are possibly Scolipede and, like, Vivian. I love my bugs. Unkillable Moth, Frostmoth is up there. I can maybe make a snow team, depending on what I can get.
Oh, love. Frostmoth is incredibly killable.
No. You misunderstand. That moth is shockingly unkillable. So, you know how snow buffs defense? You know how its ability doubles its special defense?
I did not know that.
So, yeah. Ice scales, baby, it's crazy.
Surprisingly unkillable moth.
Yes, the shockingly unkillable moth is one of my favorite Galarmons. It took me a second to place the name of the goddamn region.
But yes, Lore, essentially it's like that, and Pokemon are separated into tiers. So you can have like one Pokemon from tier S up to 3 Pokemon from tier A, up to 3 from B, 3 from C, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, and like most of the ones that I really like are in D and E tier because I'm like not good at the video game.
I'm similar, so.
Like I'm looking, like let me just look down the list of S tiers. The one that I would want is Volcarona. Like that's the one that I really like. But other than that, like all of these I could take or leave.
Yeah, I'm similar.
Like I wouldn't mind a Mega Charizard Y if I want to like try do a Sun team, but like I'm pretty late in the draft list because I joined up kind of late, so I'll just see what I can what I have.
The order isn't determined by the draft list; it's determined at random.
Okay, that's fine then. I like objectively, I probably like there are a lot of very cool options in here. Meowscarada, Scizor, Goldengo is very good.
Ugh.
But like the highest Pokemon that I think I would actually want. Oh wait, you know what? What else is in here? Dracovish. I would probably want Dracovish.
I fucking love Dracovish.
Oh, you monster!
My beloved Mr. Fish.
Funny fish boy.
He's so funny.
would also
It's
like
so
Draconos.
funny. I was so against the whole like vibe of these like, why did you do this to my Pokemon game? Like, why did you introduce this body horror into my Pokemon game? But then I realized, then I found out that Mr. Fish was the most powerful force of destruction in the universe, and I was like, okay, no, never mind, because I can't be mad at anything that reminds me of Rampardos, and it reminds me of Rampardos.
It's basically, what if Adam Frankenstein had an ability and a signature move that played stupidly nice together, and Victor was like, "Oh
Indeed.
shit."
Sending that baby to Ubers.
Yep.
Man, Mary Shelley would have written an entirely different story.
Oh, man.
Actually, while we're on the topic, let me look at where the Kalos starters are on this list. Let me just see if any of them are in any tier higher than C real fast. Delphox is in C.
Greninja's in S.
Oh yeah, that's right. Greninja's Greninja. We know Greninja's in
Yeah,
C.
Delphox and Chestnut are both in C.
So
Yeah.
is Greninja in S because of vibes or because it's really
No,
good?
it's actually really
It's
good.
actually really
Protean
good.
is busted.
Yeah.
Like
And
even
that's without
after
Battle
the nerf.
Bond. I'm pretty sure Ash Greninja is not even allowed. So even without Battle Bond,
Battle Bond
Greninja's
is kind of
stupid.
ridiculous. Like, it's hard to pull off, but, like, not that hard to pull off.
Yeah.
Man, it's... My fans will think this is the weirdest thing in the world, but I didn't use a Greninja until the Scarlet and Violet DLC. And I only did it there because I'd never used a Greninja, and it was on brand for me, and I wanted to see what it was like. And it turned out to be the worst member of my team for the DLC. I got no use out of that guy.
Yeah.
It's, like, it's frail, right? Like, it's hard to utilize, like, you have to be skilled to utilize it, because it's a ninja guy. You gotta use it exactly correct, or you fuck up
But it does
and he
get
dies.
Protean.
Yeah.
I don't
so,
know if
like,
yours had Protean lore, but God.
Yeah,
I don't think it did.
Okay, yeah, Protean's. Oh my God, please.
Protean is busted. It's legitimately, genuinely, they had to nerf it busted.
All right, because it only works once or something now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still very good, as Meowscarada can attest.
I love that the Pokemon ban list for the league is entirely legendary Pokemon and legendary adjacent Pokemon, and then Palafin.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's so easy to set up. In singles especially. It's like, hi, yes, I have a move that literally sets up my entire game plan.
Open
Like-
Palafin, flip turn 1, play the
It's
rest
like-
of the match.
Yeah. It's like in doubles it's a little bit easier, right? Because like you can double target, there are options.
Man, we got through the starters real fast this time. We zoomed through.
We didn't talk much about Delphox and Greninja.
I think we talked a good amount about Delphox.
We talked a fair amount about Delphox. All right, I'm done, by the way. But
I think with Greninja, it's really interesting to see what people are like completely turned off of the Pokemon by its tongue.
yeah,
that
I mean, like,
didn't
I
bother
don't
me.
think about it most of the time, but like occasionally it comes up in certain searches when I'm looking for other stuff.
Oh no.
And I see it without its tongue all the way out, and I'm like, that just looks weird. That just looks very weird.
Man,
Like, I like-
Greninja Shiny is sick, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, everybody loves a black shiny.
What if it was purple though?
That would be cool, yeah.
Nah, I like it. I like it jet black.
I'm still sad that Charizard went from purple to black.
I think both of those are pretty cool, but I understand.
I do
your
think that they made the
frustration.
shiny like Dynamax purple or something like that, if I remember.
Yeah, I think they did. I don't remember exactly the Gigantamax one or whatever.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say anything about Greninja. I mean, he's in Smash Brothers. What the hell do you want me to say? He's like, everybody knows who Greninja is. Everybody knows everything about Greninja. And I have like very little investment in him outside of like his role in the anime, which is mostly separate and I already talked about. It's like, yeah, okay, he's cool ninja guy. I don't I don't know what to tell you guys.
The second most popular starter of all time.
I am kind of
Yeah.
sad to see it go from like bubbly to just the tongue. I liked the bubbles.
Yeah, I think that the bubbles would have been cool, but like I understand that it does kind of like embody the sleekness aspect.
Yeah.
The tongue scarf is just a choice. I feel like maybe they were watching a little bit too much Flushed Away when they were designing this Pokemon. It's like, A, that's not how frog tongues work. B, why? But like I get it. I do get it to a certain extent. Like it does kind of like have that flowing vibe, and it makes the whole like it can't like tell its secrets if its tongue is wrapped around its fucking neck. Like it can't like explain the plan or give itself away.
Good ninja, and I'm a cool ass ninja.
Yeah, it can't talk. So
Wow,
like,
right out of the Naruto dub.
Oh god, a joke came to me. I gotta do it. Believe it. Okay, I did it. I did the joke. I'm cringing a lot, but I did the
The
joke.
Greninja that can turn into Ash Greninja cannot breed.
Yeah.
Damn,
So,
Ash Greninja gets no bitches.
he's too busy, like, literally protecting the ecosystem alongside Zygarde. Literal, actual plot of the anime.
That's pretty cool.
Ash, like, releases him to... it's one of those things where it's like Ash says he's gonna go back and see him, but like he actually does get to in Journeys, whereas like Pidgeot and Butterfree have to wait until the very end of the little epilogue season. Poor guys.
So the anime was Pokemon Z, I see.
Yeah, no, like literally the title of the series at the halfway point changed to Pokemon X, Y, and Z.
Speaking of Pokemon Z, here's a segue.
Yodelay-hoo. Anyway, I'm shocked that I did not, like, I feel like, I guess the "it's been 3,000 years" meme is a little too on the nose, because it's literally from the game, but like, you know, like, Pokemon Z is real! It's real!
I am so excited. Legends Arceus is my second favorite Pokemon game, and I love it to pieces.
I have no idea we have no idea how similar to Legends Arceus it's gonna be. Like, if it takes place entirely in the city, like they mentioned, like, what does that mean? What is it gonna be?
I'm guessing you'll be clearing out or mapping out parts of the city, because Paris is pretty big.
How
you'll be
much
mapping out parts of
customization-
the city and figuring out how to build around the Pokemon habitats or something.
How much customization are we gonna get to have with this city? Like, people have theorized about time travel, like going back and forth between two versions of like the past and the future, which
That would be neat.
Would be neat. It would tie into the current generation very well, and it because like the way that the reveal happened, it's like you've got these like paper folders, but you've also got this like high tech digital array display. So it's like, oh, is there like multiple ways that we're doing it? Because like you could, like, an urban redevelopment plan, as mentioned by somebody in our Discord, is referring to something that actually happened in the 1800s
In France.
in France, but also it's something that but like the whole build a better community for people in Pokemon thing feels very modern at the same time. So it's like, what is the case? We don't know. But it's going to be very interesting how they incorporate the exploring big open areas and wandering around throwing Pokeballs at stuff gameplay that made Legends Arceus so cool. But, you know, like, as long as they have Pokedex tasks I can complete, I'm golden. Baby.
I am
good.
hoping so much that they have the Pokedex tasks. There were many brilliant innovations in Legends Arceus, and that was one of the best ones. You really
very
feel like
good.
a Pokemon researcher.
It's like, I understand why they didn't really bring it over, because like it's a way to make your role in that game feel different than what your role normally is. So I like that. I like that it's different between that and the main games. Like, I think that it would have been fun to have it in the main games, but I get why they didn't. They added in, like Scarlet and Violet had a lot of other stuff going on, and they wanted to prioritize, like, the journey aspect of it, so that's totally fine.
The other thing that keeps it from being that viable in the main game is that a lot of the tasks involve catching and evolving multiple of the same Pokemon.
Yeah, which isn't as easy in those games as it is in...
It's encouraged in Legends Arceus by the game design and by the ease with which you can interact with and catch Pokemon outside of battle. But having to do that going into a battle over and over again for every Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet would have been tedious. But I think they could have found different tasks for Scarlet and Violet. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring it to Gen 10. That would be...
We'll find out.
That would be feature-rich.
Hopefully in a few years and not super soon.
Oh, man. Everyone was so happy when ZA revealed that it was coming out in 2025.
And, like, everybody was like, I saw a lot of people was like, it's because it's going to be on the new system. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I'm like, no, you don't understand. More dev time is more dev time. I don't care if, it would suck if they have to, like, learn a new engine for it, and, like, it's going to take longer and, like, maybe to still be not as polished, but, like, whatever, I don't care. I'm looking forward to it either way. I want to believe that Nintendo's high-quality control standards have made them smack the Pokemon Company upside the head and give Game Freak a little bit more room to breathe.
Nintendo was processing refunds for Scarlet and Violet, which is unheard of for them.
They care a lot about this stuff. Anyway, we've talked about this before on previous episodes. You can go back and listen to our thoughts. We've been going for about an hour now, and somebody has to stream a very cool game in a little bit.
I'm doing... if you're listening to this in April, this is March 7th, the day that I am coming back from my vacation and streaming the start of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm excited. Love's excited. A bunch of my fans are excited.
I am holding myself back physically from vibrating out of my seat with excitement. I am having to actively stop myself from rambling about, like, every single little thing. I have for when you in the distant future when you are finished, you can check out my live blog thread and see how crazy I fucking got. It's gonna be great. But yeah, so I think we should probably end it about here. I think we covered basically everything. Is there anything you guys want to plug or anything besides the streams?
Play Pokemon.
Yes. I'm gonna delete all of that. And then we're just gonna have it so that I start this properly. I have been Obsessive Reader Love.
I've been Lore Weaver.
And hi, I'm Teddy.
And this has been the 6th episode of the Own Temple Podcast. We will catch you guys in the next episode when we talk about Alola, which Lore still has not played, and will probably not play for another year and a half because time and video games.
I'm so busy.
Okay, now do the thing, Teddy.
Oh. Have fun, stay safe, be brave enough to be kind, and get Pokemon.
Get Pokemon!
Bye, everybody.